Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I know I've been away for a little bit. I went out to visit my brother with my daughter out in San Diego, so we had a really nice few days out in the sun. And I did a little bit of meditation before doing the read for you here, and I was just really getting more of the same. You know, that beach life, the happiness, the lightness of it, the mother and child. Since I was there with my daughter, I was also getting a pregnant woman coming up. Also, beached whale and the animals there, the seals that I saw, the ducks, and just that kind of free and easy life. You know, the woman walking down the boardwalk with blonde hair blowing in the wind, and the man guzzling a drink on the beach. Just very much those free and easy energies, and then again of mother and child. So I'm going to pull a card from my Good Tarot. Just get some general energies coming up for you. And I actually did 2 quick Divine Masculine Twin Flame reads here, so we'll get into that in a second. Let's just see what comes up here with the Good Tarot. Okay, and today is November 16th, 2019. November 16, 2019, for everybody, for the best and highest good of all who's concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Okay. And it looks like 3 cards are coming out. The bottom of the deck is the 7 of Fire, a really beautiful light card. And so the 7 of Fire is like the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself. And this unicorn is really standing up for themselves. They're very quite magical because they're standing up on their hind legs on top of a rock with real fireflies around them. There's just some very triumphant and magical energies in the air. The cards that came out for you guys were first the King of Fire. Is it the King of Fire? Yep, the King of Fire reversed. The Ace of Air, which is like the Ace of Swords, and the 5 of Fire. Okay, so the King of Wands, the King of Fire, reversed, can very much be of, wands are very physical and passionate, all about desires and that kind of thing. So very much could be someone very exhausted, or very frustrated, angry. It's interesting in this picture. Look at the, his eyes are like wings. And he's like a master, a very wise man, with the sun behind him, and a heart of gold, I'm getting. But just very tired, very tired. And then, of course, the Ace of Air is the truth. And there's the beautiful, pure truth. With the 5 of Fire, which is that expansion energy, it's much softer in this deck. But you see, the look on her face is very, like, I know what I'm doing. I may look all sweet and innocent, but I'm not. You don't have to be sweet and innocent for beautiful things to happen to you. You just have to be human to have this human experience. I'm just getting that how beautiful the truth actually is when humans are so afraid of the truth most of the time, and how beautiful it truly is. And how far it can take you on the wings of angels. And it just takes a little bit of light, a little bit of desire to light everything up. Right? You don't have to have a ton of fire to create inspiration. So we have the truth, expansion. Can be some conflict energy there as well. Competition. The quest for the truth. When you're too tired to pursue it, that's when the surrender comes in. And you just know. And also with this card, with the wings on his face, it even looks like, you know, his mask, his actual skin's coming off of his face. Like his mask is coming off. And that definitely was very about the read today, because we had the Page of Wands in the SIRIAN Starseed deck with the mask on and taking it off. So, you know, when we take off our skin, we see our muscles below. And that's very much what it looks like in his face. That what it really always comes down to is the heart and soul. Okay. And there's very much horse and Pegasus energy here, unicorns, but, you know, and the general theme of the horse. We got 3 cards with those energies here. So the first read I don't have out on the table. This is the second read in front of you. Definitely there was a lot of cards coming up for the Divine Masculine that were more subdued. Some sword cards. Actually, the first read we only had 2 swords, but the second read had a lot more swords. So I'm going to get right into this first read. It's November 16th, so it's the day of the Tower, the 16, which of course is sudden events, which can be a positive or negative depending on your perspective. But it's about sudden changes. You know, when you don't make the changes yourself, divine timing comes in, and sometimes that's the Tower forcing your hand. The day adds up to 39-3, which is the Knight of Cups. And the 3, of course, is of coming together in joy, being social, being happy-go-lucky, siblings, and being authentic to who you truly are. So we have the Tower and the Knight of Cups, you know, the sudden transformation of coming into being love all the time. So this first read was done this morning, 9:46 to 47, and the 9 is the Hermit, 46 and 47 are the 6 of Cups and the 7 of Cups. The major arcana for this read were Abundance and Reflection, which is like the Empress and the Hermit. Before that read also came up was the Reason and Strength, and Reason like the Emperor. So we have the Emperor and the Empress coming up in the major arcana here, as well as Strength and the Hermit. So that can be Taurus, Aries, Leo, and Virgo, very much reflected in the major arcana here. We had 2 Pentacles, 3 Cups, 2 Wands, and 2 Swords. The court cards were the Knight of Cups, and that was the only one in the main part of the read. Before the read, the King of Cups came up, and after the read, the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. So a lot of masculine energy here. We have 2 Kings, 2 Knights, and they're both of the same suit. So it could be like father and child out together, because we have the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords, as well as the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups, as well as the Page of Pentacles, which can also be a student or an opportunity to learn, a child, an earth sign child. As far as the numbers and the code line here, there were no numerology cards on my code line here today. So it was pretty simple actually for both reads. There weren't a ton of significant messages like, you know, sometimes I get these really cool epiphanies coming through, and it was much more simple today. But we had 555s in this read. 555s, double 7s, double 2s came up as well. The code line added up to 17. It was 10, 5, and 2. So 17 is the star. And it was very simple, the star, you know, shining your light. And again, the key of the mother was coming up here, and mother and child came up in my meditation, of the high vibration of that collective consciousness, of the Hierophant and the Hermit, which can be Taurus and Virgo, which came up in the other major arcana for the read, and also of the 2 and the showing of their power. So it has to do with the mother again, and the 2 of the masculine and the feminine showing their power. to the mother, like standing up to the mother, even if that's the divine mother. The toggling up, the toggle, is the toggle, when you have a toggle key, like the latch, it's not a tight key, it's a loose key, the toggle. It's not about locking something down really tightly. It's about holding on loosely, which is like the toggle key. And the destiny of the collective consciousness, the Christ consciousness, the unity consciousness of expanding and reflecting the two, the masculine and the feminine, their show of power. The key is the master, the mother of the Ten of Pentacles family, and the change in how to see show of power. So the way the masculine and feminine change their perspective on show of power, especially regarding a mother of the Ten of Pentacles family. So very much in this read, the Montagues and the Capulets came up again. So the Ten of Pentacles, I guess, being the Montagues, and the Ten of Cups being the Capulets family. And in this read, the King and Queen of Cups came up reversed as the Ten of Cups family, and the Emperor and Empress came up as the Montague or the Ten of Pentacles family. So it was very interesting. It was like taking sides. And there could have been two empresses as well. Like it could have been a mother and a grandmother in one family, but it was definitely coming up as the sides were split. So starting off with this first read, and the other numbers besides the triple numbers that I told you about, 9, 10 begin again. 22 has been coming up a lot the past couple days, the Fool. 25 is the Knight of Wands. 57 is the Three of Swords. 79 for me is the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow. Number 12 is Wisdom, the Hangman. And then 23, 22 came up. And 23 is the King of Wands, which came up as one of your cards. And then 22 again, the Fool, that open-hearted leap of faith. So the wealthy, abundant family of that Ten of Pentacles, of the Emperor and the Empress here, without options, feeling weak because of the King of Cups reversed, who is paired with the Queen of Cups reversed in this read. So the first thing I was getting in this underlying energy is the Emperor feeling like, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and him pinpointing the King of Cups reversed as the weakest link, and I was actually getting it as the in-laws, right? The father from the other family. It doesn't have to be, but that was one of the themes I was getting here. So the Montagues of the Ten of Pentacles and the Capulets of the Ten of Cups. The weakest link being the King of Cups reversed, which could be someone who's an alcoholic or a very over-emotional man. So, of course, an Emperor is not going to respect a man who's very emotional. The sun is out. The kids, happiness, high energy, just like the feeling I was getting in San Diego. And by the way, if you'd like to see any of the pictures, I just posted them on my Facebook. You can take a look. But the sun being out with the kids and happiness, high energy, the dumping of attachments, the emotional attachments from the past, breaking your patterns, and the facades to have a hand in the truth. And then I was getting connection right there. The Queen of Pentacles was coming up reversed. So it can be as simple as someone who's just a little bit ungrounded, or someone who can be very greedy as well. And then the Knight of Cups reversed was coming up. They were coming up together. And that can be just the energy of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or can be a separate person as the Knight of Cups reversed, jealous, insincere, feeling rejected, or just refusing to give or receive love because of their own hurt or pain. It's an immature emotional energy of feeling rejected. When you feel rejected and you're young, you often lash out at others. But detoxing, being trapped inside, broken, having a breakdown, or difficulties or issues, being stuck in a plane like I was for hours. The Chariot comes up reversed when I was stuck inside a plane, because who likes to sit in a plane for 6 hours? But that kind of stuck energy was coming up. Insecure, manipulative, with no new life or infusion of new money, in a deception or pre-dawn hours, so before the sun comes up. Bringing DNA and infinite possibilities into view. High vibration roses, which is a very high vibrational flower, and landing strip portals. Jet stream came up with the whirlwind, and it was really windy outside. And money, to replace loss of tools, perhaps, in need of a loan by the new moon. Watching out for alligators sneaking up in a cloud-covered and misty swampland. So that might be specific to somebody, but alligators were definitely coming up there. And the lobster hanging with the dogs. And the lobster very much comes up as the divine masculine, and then the dogs being whoever the dark energies are around them, you know, kind of preventing them from doing what's in their highest good, their authenticity. So the lobster hanging out with the dogs, all out of sorts, the invisible man creating all sorts of havoc. So somebody could be remote viewing and the masculine picking up on that, or really anyone picking up on that. Then I was seeing the kaplunk game. Basically, you know, when you put the kaplunk, the coin in the kaplunk game, you know, you don't have any control over it after that. It just goes where it wants to go. So aiming for the new moon, but it's kind of a crapshoot. There's no control over how it goes. And it was regarding DNA and roses. Or the Queen of Pentacles reversed, insincere in chaos, breakdown, or on the warpath of holding back and manipulation and deception, exposed to that Ten of Pentacles, wealthy or abundant family. And that could be a large institution as well. So over grief, there's two sets of mother and children. We have a Queen of Wands reversed with a Page of Pentacles and a Page of Cups reversed, with their parents, the King and Queen of Cups, both reversed. Over the grief, regret, or loss, under the radar is a third party who was played or holding back passions or fell short, or feeling a failure and fell off their horse twice. So somebody could have fallen off the wagon twice here during the awakening, with gossip and overindulgences and not being centered. Bad news in the pumpkin patch, got played by coven, or addictions, unable to put on the brakes now, maybe too late. Make an effort came up for the masculine, and underneath that was playfulness, and that was at 10:24. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 24 is that Queen of Wands energy. She is reversed in this read. So new love comes up, and the burden's dumped, or a confession. I'm losing my voice now. This is definitely someone who wants to confess. The King of Pentacles upright, being the superhero with the red cape and crown, holding back money or a new life in order to hang out and be still for the moment, to see new perspectives. Creating an altar, perhaps, to see every inch. The inchworm held hostage along with the girl. Curtain not yet raised behind the scenes, mirroring plie, chassé, and knees going in, knees out, so that reflection, and then the legs open, legs closed, so literally two people reflecting each other, a pillar between the King of Pentacles and the focus of his affections. So there could be somebody in power between them, covering all of his bases, sure to miss nothing. And then change came up as number 5, and then 9 of completion. So that came back to the code line again, where those two energies were there. The 5 of freedom, the Hierophant, change, expansion, and then the 9 of completion, or the Hermit, the collective consciousness, the wise one, staying within. Healing, issues at work, the 10 of Pentacles family, treasure, the High Priestess, the secret, the abilities, the being aware. And the burdens may set off fireworks, a divorce, spirituality, broken contracts, thinking outside the box, in a final judgment or an announcement or a call to action. The Emerald Order calls the game on account of shooting stars, not the rain, by the full moon that's now waning, and 2 deer in the headlights who never saw it coming. The man making a getaway across the grass. And when you say glass in Chinese, it can come out as grass, so it can have to do with the glass ceiling. So again, the man making a getaway across the grass, and then Chinese silks were coming up, so that could be the glass ceiling. Chinese silks curtains to be fixed at last. The ground control to a crash landing, loading up for display on non-religious holiday, which is Thanksgiving. Announcement made to the 10 of Pentacles family, which can be wealthy or just abundant, or a large institution, about deception, a player, a hangman, and changes that need to happen. Holding back a new life, money, time, and or energy stuck without peace and dumping responsibilities, burdens, a confession perhaps, family announcement or judgment or wake-up call in the early hours. Somebody might have been drunk all night, a player who fell off their horse or fell short in an inspection, deception or surprise inspection, or need to put out by the new moon, like so they falling short in their output, and they need to increase their energy output, or they're up all night drunk or unable to go the distance regarding family expectations and changes are needed. Or the Ten of Pentacles family called out a deception and now is announcing an inspection and need for changes. In the recent past, in this first read, was the Five of Cups reversed. Over grief, loss, and or regret, dropping the third baton, right, in order to let go of the past and go on, not feeling sorry for yourself anymore. Over oneself, moving, unstable, ending a marriage, or visiting a friend or relative, sneaky or coming clean now, healing, shining light of dreams come true as the Emperor, or the Emperor is an Aquarius and above such pettiness, or moving away from petty behaviors. The foundation here is the Five of Swords, upright. The war, within and without, of debt, of a scam perhaps, inequity and jealousy, insincerity, refusing to give or receive love at work and standing their ground and holding back feelings despite a lot of energy thrown at him. And that was at 1054, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Swords, a message or news. Or a child who likes to spread that message or news. Or arguments at work, threats of leaving, somebody got played, cheated, stolen from, or deceived at work, and the challenge or the center being abundance reversed, that Empress energy, with the Queen of Wands reversed, that family with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups reversed, as well as the King and Queen of Cups both reversed. The only one upright there is the Page of Pentacles. The Empress reversed in the center of the read, along with those other energies. So that could be a grandparent for this family, with an opportunity, a little help, or an invitation perhaps, or a student, vulnerable or rejected or spoiled Queen of Wands reversed. Everyone unhappy except the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands reversed in kids, the Empress reversed, and the King and Queen of Cups reversed. So again, the Empress reversed can be a mother, grandmother, or a mother-in-law or grandmother-in-law. The challenge being, it can be a boss or anyone else as well. The mother can be the Divine Masculine's partner as well. So the challenge being the Hermit, reflecting the downturn of the King of Pentacles being in chaos or detox. A Capricorn reversed, heartbreak or separation, and their world upside down, or the sealed Divine Feminine being in another world, and this Ten of Cups reversed family, all unhappy, or end of an emotional cycle. So here the Ten of Pentacles was upright, but the Ten of Cups family is reversed. The end of this emotional cycle, or the family, or just a really unhappy family, insecure, manipulative, in a divorce, justice, or with a Libra, Virgo, Gemini, Aries, or Taurus, or Capricorn. Libra, Capricorn, Libra, Virgo, Gemini or Aries, and a Taurus person. There's definitely a narcissistic Hierophant energy here with the Empress reversed. Neither which are good energies, right? Reaping rewards of failure, bad news, or just being sneaky under the radar, falling short, over a loss or regret, and the Page of Pentacles upright is a child, a student, or an opportunity. But it may be a weak opportunity because of ego death going on, or a Leo who's out of control in self-love, or a new love and not walking away. Free to leap out of over-isolation. Again, the Page of Pentacles, child, student, or opportunity, weak. Ego death, or Leo out of control in self-love, new love, and not walking away, sitting in those uncomfortable feelings, free to leap out of the over-isolation and free from anxiety and or a prison. But definitely not walking away and within. It's more like doing the work while having to be around other negative energies. Or clearly, now is the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. Clear with information coming in about the Queen of Pentacles reversed, patient, Or clearly the Queen of Pentacles reversed angel is the wounded warrior, refusing to move or work, or just being still, or frustrated with third energy at the present time, announcing the Viking ship leaving. Hanging out, being wise about a new passion that's been offered, and coming in here is a new passion, and burning the past, coming out of isolation, injured and excited to receive an offer of love from imbalanced situation or an alcoholic, reaping the rewards and falling short of the Queen of Pentacles reversed expectations and just over it, incomplete or otherworldly, starting over and not settling after poor judgment of disconnect from the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Pisces, or out of control Leo, or ego death. The Page of Pentacles opportunity with the King of Swords, who's upright here, with the third party looking in, he's surrounded by weakness, Leo's reversed, and or out of control ego death. Bulls broke free and chaos ensued. Sitting in uncomfortable emotions with new love, spiritual love, at war with self, protecting their savings and falling short of energy and others' expectations, and maybe their own as well. So soon was the Knight of Cups reversed, dependent and offering help or services to some kind of deception, or work before sunrise, or the Divine Feminine is financially drained, offering more help toward the new moon, or the karmic or grown child is dependent and must now go to work early, whether they like it or not. Jealous or feeling rejected as the King of Swords spends time with their kids, and that was at 11:42, Justice and the Two of Cups. Or 1 to 2 older kids are jealous of the 1 to 2 younger kids in different families. And the King of Swords is amidst the Page of Wands upright and the Page of Swords reversed. Or inspiration and negative self-talk, or just no messages or negative messages coming through. Imbalance, unfair relationship, coming clean about letting go to repair, fix, or amend things, and the slowdown, time to heal and shine their light. The Divine Masculine seeing themselves as the Seven of Swords reversed, the King of Wands reversed, looking or going back to fight, compete, come clean, or just looking back at all the fighting and conflict and games that were played. The wounded warrior without options, no choice of path. And then the energies that came up here were give your relationship a chance, new love, codependencies, and retreat, which is just about getting away, take a vacation. So around the Divine Masculine is the Seven of Cups reversed, dumping attachments, weeding out choices, activities, whittling down things to one. Dead tired, near death, or just things are taking forever to end, letting go to repair, not using their intuition, or a secret passion is now out around the 5D. Working to align, details of rest, and the 5D, clearing blocks, Divine Masculine, of the Two of Pentacles reversed, breaking patterns, broken or broke, car or travel issues, yet it's like saying like you have all these issues, being broken or broke or having a breakdown or car or travel issues, yet still part of a wealthy or abundant family. The Messenger of Truth, or Knight of Swords, is defending the truth out of lack, or defending vulnerable adults, or insisting on being heard when others are ignoring them. Being willing, the masculine being willing to live in chaos, war, illness, out of control people, or out of control wife or boss or mother, as long as there's wealth here. Okay, so it's very much about monetary worth. Conflict, competition, games, fighting, a quest to expand, broke and falling short with new love and difficult emotions, free to leap out of that isolation and free themselves from anxiety or prison. The Three of Swords, heartbreak and separation is up here, but getting their wish at the same time, being happy alone with themselves. Music was very important here for the masculine, as well as karmic completion and personal growth. And I was getting Jar of Hearts right after this. Free from painful ending, betrayal, or just pain in general. And the King of Swords not walking away, actually fighting to keep what he's earned. The Knight of Swords with the truth and 5D messages, discovering his abilities while preparing for a new life. Released in the aftermath of suffering and silence, the Queen of Swords reversed, happy with self without affections, or in breakup with Taurus. The Emperor starting out this read, we start with the Emperor and it ends up at the Hierophant. Like literally, it's a new way of committing to self. The Ten of Pentacles family at war, sneaky and deep emotional attachments, or ending them, over loss and regret of a mother. So mother could have passed, or there could be a divorce of parents as well, or lack consciousness and challenged by, and of course it can be illness always when the Empress is reversed. But the challenge being over isolation, mental disease, or coming out about whatever you're not telling. And then the Knight of Cups reversed, jealous and sincere, no longer juggling. The Wounded Warrior, playing games, and the King of Swords, sending messages, using psychic abilities while holding back a new life. The Ten of Pentacles, and the Emperor without options because of the weak King of Cups reversed, or how the Emperor perceives them, over loss and an announcement or call. At war with the Empress reversed, perhaps the Emperor and the Empress reversed. The Wounded Warrior challenged by the Hermit reversed, coming clean about jealousy and sincerity and getting real, no longer juggling, conflict. And the Wounded Warrior, the King of Swords 5D message with an opportunity for a new life. All right, so that was the first read. The second read is in front of you, and that was done at 12:39. 12 is the Hangman, 39 is the Knight of Cups. Here we had the Tower as the major arcana, the Lovers, the Shadow, shadows like the devil, and before the read, Starseed and Chariot. Starseed's like the Fool, and then after the read, the Indigo came up, which is like the Magician in this deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. There were 5 swords in this read, which is a lot of swords, 1 cup and 2 wands. The court cards here were the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Wands. So 2 queens and a page. And the numbers, and again, there was no numerology card here again. It was like Spirit was really keeping the messages simple today. We had triple 8s in this read, double 3s and double 2s, as well as the code line adding up to 11, which had come up several times before I did the read for something else. So 11 was very significant with Justice today. And that came out of 8 and 3, which is the reflection of the Queen of Cups, who is 38, 11. And then we have 39 is the time of this read, which is the Knight of Cups. So the other numbers that came up here, 5, 12, 33. 33 is that 7 of Wands. 36 is the 10 of Wands, the need to drop the burdens. 38, the Queen of Cups. 68 is the Page of Pentacles. And then 89, as well as 12, which is the Hangman. And 23, the King of Wands. So the only message here on this read, on the code line, was literally 8 of 3 of Orbs. And then GHT or just HT. So a couple different numbers came up here. 80, 13 of Thoughts and Words, which can reference 80 and 13. And 80 for me is about one person totally dancing with imbalance, and the other person isn't centered yet because it's just the human embodiment of sorts. It's not, it doesn't have the line down the middle, nor is it dancing. So it's like one is totally balanced and dancing, and the other one is the human embodiment, but that's all. And then we have the 13 of the transformation of Thoughts and Words. It's like sometimes when you come into union, one person will be there, but the other one won't quite be there. So it's about, you know, doing the work while you're in union. One dancing and the other not, and the need for death of the thoughts that are blocking them from coming into the dance. 8 humans also were coming up with broken hearts. So that Jar of Hearts was coming up again, and separation. And some of the acronyms that were coming up for GHT and HT came up here. GHT is, I never heard this before, it's the gay hand touch, when 2 straight guys touch their hands accidentally. So I guess they sock each other, you know, that kind of stuff. Also German horse team, green herbal tea. So tea was coming up a lot in these acronyms, as well as horses came up, and they were coming up in the cards as well. Growth hormone therapy came up, as well as Golf House, Tennessee, and Georgia Home Theater. For the HT, the first thing that came up was Hashimoto thyroiditis. And hybrid theory, as well as hybrid T. So T came up again. And hyperthyroid, so thyroid obviously is the theme. But also hostile territory. Heat therapy. So it's about temperatures rising, right? People losing their temperature, and that the masculine, I always say, has a shorter fuse than the divine feminine. So also head tilt comes up with HT, happy Thanksgiving, which is perfect for what's coming up, and also Haiti, going to Hades. So there's a lot about heat and losing temper here. Human trafficking, hormone therapy, and again, 8 humans with broken hearts or in separation. And it's kind of like referencing Thanksgiving, how there's a lot of times issues in the family. So it's family therapy when we come together for Thanksgiving. 8-0, broken hearts and separation. 1 centered in dancing, the other not in separation. And again, really it was coming up about the boiling point between people. That Thanksgiving is like a time to air everyone's dirty laundry and heal. So coming up here, the underlying energies here, where this is the 6 of Swords here. And then we had the 2 of Swords, the Starseed, 2 of Swords and the Starseed here. And then the Ace of Swords and the Chariot, or the other Ace of Swords and the Chariot, and then the 6 of Swords on top here. So the strength of a broken heart, hostile territory, the head tilt, Haiti, happy Thanksgiving, the strength of the human embodiment of the magician and the broken heart, separation. And it was funny because the growth hormone was coming up as maybe within growth, they need that sexual therapy, the hormone therapy, which was pretty funny. And the dance of the 3-way heartbreak at the height of emotions and justice. So we start out with that 6 of Swords reversed. So unable to find peace. No peace, clearly free to leap in a split, a lie, cutting through the BS, broken, breakdown, car or travel issues, or just being on the warpath. Injustice of sharing, being charitable in chaos or detox, surrounded by Libra reversed or Capricorn reversed, dependent, powerless, financially drained, and offering help to a group, to friends, to a party, or to come together in joy. So masculine could be feeling dead tired, near death, or just like the other one said, taking forever to end, for new love grieving, a lie, a split, and the BS going on. And that 10 of Pentacles family, or big institution, deliberating, or with bad judgment. The wealthy family or institution deliberating, a lie, a split, a divide, or cutting through that BS, and the announcements that cut to the core, or no announcements at all, and not sure, which is worse, the divine masculine's perspective. The father takes the dogs more seriously than him, and we can all relate to that, where our parents like their pets better than us. So religion or religious leader may be blocking the white horse from coming in, or a new love offer, to one grieving lies and power and poor judgment of wealthy family or institution. The wealthy family out being seen, and the wounded warrior falling short of marital expectations or commitments. Unable to put on the brakes now in a 3-legged race, it's too late. For the weak wounded warrior, religious leader, the final word to keep up appearances. So here, religion doesn't come up much in my reads, but today was very much about a religious leader influencing a family in order to keep up appearances. So passion came up for the masculine, and beneath that was release your ex, marriage commitment or Taurus in a bad decision, no peace, and the masculine being happy alone. Financial discipline was important today as well, and that's number 48, as well as environment, which is 44. And 48 is the 8 of Cups, 44 is the 4 of Cups. And the environment in this card is always the green environment. In need of help, money, or an opportunity, or just a poor student, or someone who never learns, or actually an opportunist, with the High Priestess, secret or psychic abilities out and dropping the facade, no longer juggling two. And that was at 131, the Magician and the 5 of Wands, that expansion energy or conflict. The masculine suffering in silence, breaking patterns, and the Hermit without a new life, or it hasn't started yet, with anxiety or in prison of the mind or actual cell. On the wall, or on the fence, standing on top of their jail cell with a scoundrel on the loose. Quasimodo, Hashimoto, breaking out to rescue Rapunzel at the Sister E-Tower. In prison without peace, deliberating poor decisions or judgment of Taurus, marriage, commitment, or religious or other leader, traditional boys club, and getting his wish, being happy alone with self, with financial discipline. Recently for the masculine is the Eight of Orbs, or Eight of Swords, the prison release. So they were in prison in the underlying energy, and then they're now released. Expressing feelings of grief after ending a family or after being in prison with an unhappy family, now released. The King of Wands rejected and recovering with world upside down, incomplete, looking down on those who grieve or those in victim mentality. The foundation is the Nine of Orbs, suffering in silence, purging, stressed out, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the King of Pentacles deliberating or with no announcements or bad decisions to release the King of Swords reversed from prison. So it looked like the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the King of Pentacles upright were deliberating or holding back announcements or not receiving announcements, and that can be videos as well, but may feel like it was a bad decision to release the King of Swords reversed from prison or just from their grips, you know, whether it's a contract or whatever it is. The central energy here is the Queen of Cups upright, dumping emotional attachments for or to twin who's juggling or performing their act, and the challenge being heartbreak and separation of the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, healing and shining their lights, dreams come true. Clearly the Hermit is shedding light on it, and the full moon makes the masculine defenseless at work to energies and attacks, and that can just be at night in general. Maybe he's just more susceptible at night. The Ten of Pentacles fantasy, that fantasy family, and the masculine impatient and uninspired, frustrated at home, marriage, a big party, dumping emotional attachments, too many activities, and dealing with doing the work while in heavy energies of other people. The Page of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups upright in the aftermath of divine masculine being happy alone or getting his wish. The Page of Swords spreading the word about juggling, performing. The King of Swords reversed could be coming up as a liar or of low vibration, refusing to reply or verbally abusive, a towering inferno. Now, in the crowning position was the Eight of Wands, expressing feelings in an energetic exchange, the Emperor frustrated, uninspired, in heartbreak or separation, defenseless to the energies and or attacks, and moving, unstable, ending marriage, or canceled, or issues with a big party that's been planned, and imprisoned by it. Reaping rewards of insecurities, manipulations, or not having the tools they need, grieving fantasy family, impatient with grief, resting, so the family could be impatient with him, needing to go through a process, a grieving process, or needing to rest, and connecting in the 5D with lover, and burdened by kids and or Leo, feeling drained, sick, or overexposed, and keeping quiet and at a distance, running away or leaving home to get more distance from those at home, especially if they're already separated from a partner. And the King of Cups disconnected in uncomfortable feelings in a split, cutting through the BS to get more distance. The fallen angel still home and getting away with whatever he can in a rejection. Recovering without romance, suffering in silence, the Queen of Cups released from energy vampires. And this was at 2 o'clock right on the dot. So that's the High Priestess and a lot of source energy backing her up. All right, so the Queen of Cups coming up is released from energy vampiring or being distracted while someone else takes from the Queen of Swords reversed, ending the war within. Soon is the Tower reversed. In the aftermath of the never-ending story at work, defenseless to the full moon energies and letting go to repair, fix, or amend, but under the radar and feeling a failure, bad news coming in, but the masculine ultimately happy with himself and being alone. Holding his tongue against the Empress in need of help, or the Empress amidst the Knight of Swords reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed, which can also be verbal abuse and an opportunist or bad student. He's seeing himself as the lover, offering love out of no longer settling in love, looking or going back on a quest to control the third energy, wands, and there's jealousy and sincerity, refusing to give or receive love. In heartbreak and separation, the King of Cups disconnected and not seeing eye to eye. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he's seen, is the shadow reversed in the aftermath of choosing a new path and free to leap after a painful ending or betrayal, or it just could be back pain and chaos, warpath, preventing his freedom. The Masculine needs to clear blocks around the Queen of Swords reversed, with no peace in the awakening and spreading the word. So even very important for the Masculine here was patience and intuition, to make sure they are patient and they use your intuition. So very much starting to use their abilities. So detox and chaos coming up around the full moon and at night, as the Page of Wands reversed removes the mask to free himself while things are slow, holding back money, a new life, perhaps now just relaxing and playing ball, or now deciding to play hardball, but not using their intuition, or that the secret passion is out. And the Page of Wands reversed is free from a scam. The Queen of Cups, in the aftermath of the secret coming out, getting their wish to be alone and spreading the word of juggling or performing. The King of Swords reversed in detox or out of control at the full moon or at night, no longer working to align or no longer overworking, suffering. The Queen of Swords reversed, trying to end the inner and outer wars. The indigo, or that magician energy, reversed, feeling insecure at work, performing but weak with difficult energies to work in and still overworking. Aligned with desires, so no longer needs to overwork, so that may no longer be working for him. But there's just no peace here in this read. Only stress and suffering, lovers detoxing chaos and released from prison and or anxiety. The Queen of Cups, challenged by heartbreak, in the aftermath of the Queen of Swords reversed, pulling Excalibur to express feelings and energy exchange, with the Page of Wands reversed, not working or no tools at work, and juggling performing to stay balanced. No peace, released from prison, suffering, stressed. The Queen of Cups challenged by separation and expressing feelings, energetic exchange of lovers after removal of the mask, chaos and or detox of the Queen of Swords reversed, frustrated, not working, and indigo insecure, no tools at work, and now the Divine Masculine surrendering. All right, so that was it for that. I do want to pull. I want to pull a card from the past life deck just before we end. See what comes up for you guys. I'm a bit tired. I came in on the red eye last night, so I didn't get much sleep. Okay, so from the past life deck, for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Okay, so again, 3 cards came out. They came out for the other deck too. The bottom of the deck is the Native American reversed, like that. Okay. And this, I was just getting now, I mean, sometimes I'll get the hourglass, but I'm getting like an hourglass that's been broken in half. And this is like the jagged edges of it being broken. And that also can be a space shuttle, you know, landing. So the 3 cards that came out for you guys, and it's very interesting because they're 3 completely different colors, and they don't usually come out this blatant like this as far as the colors in this deck, because they're all very similar colors. So we have ships reversed. So it's about the ships going away, and the Viking ship going away was coming up in my reads. And then trust and faith is also reversed, so needing more of that. And then the Celtic energies of Ireland, and also religion and alcohol could be coming up, okay? So issues with those 2 things. Let's see here. I'm also too, even though we always focus on trust and faith, it's about not, you know, since you've focused so intently on those things for so long, it's about just being more 3D, just allowing yourself to feel free as a human again. You know, when you're not really connected as usual to your 5D connection. It's about just being in your human 3D, not necessarily fully 3D, but just feeling like a human as opposed to that multidimensional being. It's like, you know, take a break. It's like it's time to take a break because things have slowed down because the ship's not coming in, the ships are sailing out. Because I was definitely getting the Viking ships leaving. And now I'm getting the ships at sail for the 3-hour cruise from Gilligan's Island. And you're not getting not to have trust and faith, but you don't need trust and faith because you're in your knowing. But again, there's the things coming up to clear have to do with the Celtic stuff as far as religious programming, as well as this figure here in the cross looks very much like a Neanderthal. He's got a very, it looks more like an ape. He's got a very short body and long arms. So it's very about the old way of being, that the masculine controls everything and the woman has to do what they say and follow the church rules, that kind of thing. But also alcohol always comes up with the Ireland kind of energies there. And of course that was coming up with the King of Cups reversed in the read. So some more wounds to heal. And the Celtic, this card has come up a lot in the past couple of years, so it must be a big deal. And also the colors that I brought up in the beginning is like the purple and green, the magenta and green. So it's very much about those colors, and then the gray in between. Okay. There are always gray areas, even within the magenta and emerald, or the purple and green. However they swirl. Right, so we never have to be so fixed on one thing or the other. There's always gray areas, and that's what makes us human. It's what makes our lives more colorful. All right, so I'm going to let you get going. Welcome back, you guys. Have an amazing week, and drink your water. Don't forget, I need to do that too. And get your rest. Me too. And rise and be loved. Bye.